Talking about the adjusting, right? Being careful how much you're pushing somebody in this kind of position. So for the hamstrings, we'll come back to that. Sometimes it can be useful to lift somebody's hamstrings so that it takes the slack off the upper part of the hamstrings. Right? Does that make sense? Okay, so if she comes and she goes forward, I can reach under and I can get her hamstrings and just lengthen them at the body of the hamstrings, right in the middle. And then what we want to concentrate on is grounding, because otherwise everything just slides forward. The whole pelvis slides too much forward on somebody like her, because she doesn't have a problem with the pelvis tilting backwards, right? You can see. So what can be interesting for somebody like her is to either bring your thumbs like these L shapes and bring it on the upper thigh, so she feels the femur bones, the upper part of the femur bones grounding, right? So I could go like that. And then I can take my knees and I can just slide a little bit down. Okay, I'm not really doing too much except for, is that enough? Does it give you does it show you what I want you to do?
I think for me.
Like what I think I'm doing is indicating that she needs to stay grounded. Right? Could also add something, I'm doing everything in one. You wouldn't normally do that on one person, but you could also take their hip bones, squeeze, and press your fingertips into the lower abdominals so that it keeps some space here. Doesn't need to get completely squished, right? You check that the neck is long, the shoulder blades are a little bit away from the ears, right? We're not going to talk about the legs. Anyway, she's staying there for a long time, so we don't need to worry about that. And then you can do things, so all I'm doing is I'm kind of going down this way, that direction, and so I'm just pressing down. I'm not, can you feel the difference?
Yeah.
Right? It's too much, no? In this upper
You feel
hamstring.
more behind that, like a strain behind the hamstring.
Yeah.
Push forward.
Could you see the difference? But a lot of people do that.
Yeah.
But actually what I'm doing is the reverse. On somebody who really needs it, I might do that, but certainly not on her. Yeah, sometimes people are moving forward, like from here. So you have to look at her from the side. Can you see where the pelvis is going? So in that case, you're not going to work on the grounding right away because she's already too far back, right? So it's like we have to have this eye. We can't say, oh, this is the adjustment. This is the adjustment. What's the adjustment for Paschimottanasana? You hear people say things like this. What's the adjustment for Trikonasana? Yeah, it really depends on what's happening. So for instance, let's say she's really like this. I would usually ask her to bend her knees up, right? Let's get the back safe, right? And ask her to tilt forward and put her chest on her thighs. And now her back looks like it's in a little better position, you see? Then if there's so many different ways you can go, so maybe if you ask questions then I can know which way to go. But they could stay there and just be happy, and you can do the whole same thing, keep their knees bent, and just do that whole same thing, make them feel good. Sometimes, because people have these, it looks like there's rods in here, and so sometimes I really try to get it to somehow relax, right? And do a little massage in that area to help warm it up and maybe get it to soften a little bit. And so I'm leading them, so see what I'm doing? Do you feel what I'm doing?
Yes.
So I'm leading her to tilt the pelvis forward. Then I can bring my knees, anchor her, and try to keep her back where it is, right? And then I can ask her to push her heels away, but don't push into my hands, right? And she's not. Usually when I ask that, I have to push really hard because they're pushing so far, so much into my hands. They want to bulge up under my hands. And then, but instead, if I keep strong, then usually they just don't straighten their knees because they can't, right?
Ow!
Yeah, exactly.
But maybe it's burning right now. Is it?
No, okay.
No, but you can imagine how somebody, if I'm holding and I put my elbows like that so that I have strength, because it's amazing how strong somebody's back can be. Right? Pushing back, so if I'm holding them here and I'm on the pelvis, right? I'm not here. See the difference? Really the base of my hands are on the pelvis, and then I hold, and then they just don't push into me, and I lean forward, so it's going to go more into the hamstrings. Then you could always come back,